Well, I think, Luke, that's a great part of the lessons learned, is that because we have this ecosystem of credentials we're trying to foster that preserve that assurance level. We also have different environments like the cloud, where we're trying to provide a more consistent authentication and authorization assurance environment. We're finding that there's kind of two places where we need to make sure that we're providing an adequately formed set of capabilities in the architecture. The first is as an identity provider, where we understand what are all the authenticators in the space, how do they correspond to people and non-people. You talked about IoT and some of these robotic process automation and AI. All of those things, we don't want to place the burden for configuration management and planning at every resource that's in the environment. We want to use the architecture in these services to sort of provide a consistent, adequate presentation of the trust and the assurance to a specific relying party. Yeah. The other one is on the authorization side. Just like we were talking about in terms of lifecycle management, we've got people coming, we've got people going. We don't need to create a mechanism where we connect every one of those relying parties back to the authoritative identity attributes for people and things. We have to find a way to consolidate that and also present to the auditors, whether they're cybersecurity, insider threat, or even the financial management services folks. They have to be able to see across a broad set of relying parties who has access to what, and is that correct based on a fairly complex and increasingly complex set of rules. So from a Department of Defense perspective, this identity provider, that authentication federation, as well as this provisioning and authorization lifecycle management, are really the cornerstones of, let's set something as a fundamental that we can continue to evolve over time as we understand better what's happening in the space.
I think about